There's no hidden secrets on what Aaron Rodgers feels about the president and the GM of the Green Bay Packers. When he was on Pat McAfee's show, he made sure he mentioned every one of them. Aaron is not soft-spoken. He says what he feels, and he's not afraid to speak up. A lot of people were making fun of him about going into the darkness, 4 days hiding in the darkness, and a certain time to eat dinner.
Other people call that self-improvement.
Yeah, everybody thinks that Aaron Rodgers is a weirdo, but he's a fantastic quarterback. Last year, he played with a broken thumb throughout the season, and everybody said, oh, his numbers are down. He's starting to fall off. But that wasn't true. If you saw what he did in the last 5 games of the season, there were 2 or 3 quarterbacks that had the numbers that he had. When you look at Aaron Rodgers and you look at his ability and what he can do on the field that other quarterbacks really can't do you think he has another 2 or 3 years left? Do you think whenever the Jets decide to make this trade with the Packers, do you believe it's only going to be 1 year, or do you think it's going to be multiple years?
Physically, he hasn't dropped off. He's got the velocity on the ball. He can make every throw. He's still got escapability in the pocket. There came a certain point where Tom Brady, he plays at 45 years old, but see him in the pocket, like he's going down as he sees a rush. Aaron's not that guy. I don't know if he'll ever play long enough to be that guy. The only thing you'd have to say about Aaron that's a little bit confusing is just kind of the rhetoric he used on the McAfee show, talking about I was like 90% out the door, and then I went into the darkness and I came back out, which I think is just some well-phrased verbiage to get us to talk about it. But we've all retired. When you start thinking about retiring, like it's really not that far away from being retired. When that thought creeps into your mind, it's not that far away. It could be a 1 year, it could be 2 years, but I don't think it's like a 3, 4, 5 year thing down the road, unless he gets into a situation that could be with Robert Salah, that he feels he's in the perfect environment to have success individually and have a chance to really win Super Bowls. If he feels that way, he'll play until the wheels fall off, I would imagine. But you're going to have to find a special situation.
So a lot of people are comparing the Aaron Rodgers situation with Brett Favre because it's the same teams. As somebody that played with Brett Favre, was there any hints of him potentially acting that way towards the end of his career where you were there? And do you think the situations are similar?
The year that kind of the wheels fell off in Green Bay, myself and a handful of other guys who were starters in the league, had high caliber players, all left from free agents. And Brett voiced, particularly on Marco Rivera and myself, he was cutting out legs from underneath by taking away his 2 guards. And that kind of started the ball rolling as far as him coming out publicly and making those statements. It snowballed. I think they were 4-12 the next year, and all of a sudden you're looking to trade and you think about retiring, et cetera, et cetera. The thing that I think is different here is Aaron Rodgers is the best talent we've seen, except for maybe Pat Mahomes. As good as Brett was, Aaron's that much better. He's like Brett Favre without the turnovers. So you're getting a guy you can evaluate. I want to say the Jets maybe gave up a 4th-round draft pick for Brett. It wasn't very much. You can't look at that valuation if that's what we're going for. This is kind of apples and oranges to me. There are different places. He looks physically younger. He's had a better career. He's a more capable quarterback. I love Brett, but Aaron's just really that good. It's similar in the fact that they're going from the Packers to the Jets, and obviously there's some hostility between upper management and the quarterback. But aside from that, I don't know how much similarities there are.
We are talking to former Packers, Panthers, and Seahawks guard Mike Wahle. How about the Green Bay Packers? Do you believe Jordan Love is the guy? The Packers were iffy on moving up and drafting him, and Aaron Rodgers, throughout social media, expressed his feelings towards it because he still believed he had another 4 or 5 good years, and the Packers were giving up on him. Same thing with Brett. Brett was not very excited when Aaron Rodgers was drafted by the Green Bay Packers, and the Green Bay Packers got lucky because he should have been the number 1 pick. He fell all the way into the 20s, and he was not very happy. So do you think Jordan Love's the guy? Do you believe that he could take this team for the next 10 years? Because they're known to find these quarterbacks, Starr, Favre, and Rodgers.
You can't say for sure. The one thing that is definitely different is the rhetoric that's coming out from the players over the last 3 years. When Aaron was there, I wasn't there when Aaron got drafted, but from conversations I had with friends that were in the locker room, there was a buzz about Aaron Rodgers when Brett was still starting. This kid can sling it. You should see what he does in practice. We're going to be okay when Brett leaves because Aaron's that good. We haven't necessarily heard that. Now, Aaron Jones came out and said, if Aaron's not here, Jordan's our guy. We can ride with Jordan. We're going to win a lot of games with Jordan. So you kind of have to go because the players are going to know more than anybody what that guy's like in the locker room, obviously what he does in practice. So they're going to be able to project that onto the field better than you and I are, and the coaching staff and personnel staff are. The question is, what is going to happen with the Green Bay Packers when they do not have 30 years of Hall of Fame quarterback play? What is going to happen to the personnel department? What is going to happen to their draft and develop process? Are they going to have to start bringing in more free agents to backfill the talent that was not exposed because of the talent of an Aaron Rodgers, of a Brett Favre? Those are the questions I think are inevitable unless Jordan Love turns into their 3rd Hall of Fame quarterback in a row, which if I'm flipping coins, that 15 coins in a row go
That's
up
ridiculous.
heads. Like, that's got to be a really tough number. So I would imagine those are the things you're going to get. You're going to get the questions answered sooner than later with respect to Jordan Love.